Hello Douglas. May I try to explain things to you in this short video? I've got a simple oval here made up of lots of identical track pieces. Let me select one of these here and first of all give it a slightly different look. No bedding, so we can identify this easily. And I also want to change the name because all these track pieces are called the same. But I can give this a different name, and if I may, I call this Douglas Point, alright? So we can easily identify it. If I now open the part list, for instance, I can find the Douglas Point here. That's why I changed the name of this. Now, if I right-click this track, I can specify an event. The event being a train or vehicle enters this track. And when I do so, I get an entry in my event management here saying train, vehicle enters a track or street. And here it already specifies the track Douglas Point. Right? If I don't use this method, let me delete this. If I instead open the event manager and pick from here an event that is a train, vehicle enters a track or street, then I may have to manually specify what track piece I want to respond to. And selecting this, I'm going to select, I can pick Douglas Point from the list, and this is where the name comes in handy. Alright, now the event that we want to trigger, that I want to trigger is, or the action I want to trigger. The event is that we enter the track, and the action we want to perform is that I want to set a vehicle speed. I want to set the speed to 0. I want to stop the train when it enters the track. And I don't want to stop all trains. I want to stop a specific train. So I select a specific train. No, I don't. What I do instead is I click on this cogwheel here and say I want to talk to the triggering element. Whatever vehicle triggered the event is the vehicle that I want to talk to. In other circumstances, it may be interesting to talk to any train on a specified track. And that's why you have this track or street selection here. But in this case, you don't. You don't want to limit this to vehicles on the track Douglas Point, because the vehicle that you talk to is always the engine. So if you go forward, then the first thing that enters this track here is the engine. The engine is now on Douglas Point, and if I talk to the triggering engine on Douglas Point, I can find it and stop it. But if I run backwards, then the wagon would trigger the event. The triggering vehicle would nevertheless still be the engine, because it's the only one that has a speed command in anything. It's the only one I can control. The wagons are just dragged along. They're not controllable in such a manner. Right? And the engine is not on Douglas Point. So if I say only talk to the triggering vehicle on Douglas Point, I'd miss this one. Yeah, that's why you want all tracks and streets here. And I guess that's where you went wrong. So if I now come from here, give this some speed. The moment the engine enters the track, it will slow down. And it slows down gently because my deceleration value here is set to a low value. only 7 meters per second squared. That's what makes for a gentle stop. Okay, nothing to do with finding the center of the track. It just looks like it right now. Now let's go forward again. And I'll stop behind Douglas Point. And I'll run the train backwards. And this time it's the wagon that triggers the event. But it's the engine that the action talks to. The action is the engine is seen as the triggering element. The wagon is just an extension of it. That's how you can maybe see it. I hope that helps. Thanks for watching.